is the most haunted building on campus because it has the most sightings. I heard from one of my student workers that they saw a ghost when they were living on the 4th floor of Hoist. So it sounds like the whole service is just starting of this ghostly, beautiful organ playing by itself. So, we're at Hoyt, a dorm room now. This is probably one of the most famous ghosts on campus. It also moves things. So, well, she's playing with me now, and I'm not even on the 4th floor. Legends have been talking about the 4th floor Hoyt ghost for decades. She has been the most feared ghost on campus because she's the only one who actually picks on people. So I've heard tales that if a man stays over, his things would be moved around. So if you had a wallet on, let's say, an end table, it shifts, or his keys are moved, so she's playing pranks on them. The worst, though, is the scratching and the pinching, because actually hurting somebody. So I call her the biggest baddie ghost on campus. And I mean, in all grand scheme of ghosts and poltergeists, not too bad, but she's the one that definitely affects people the most. This is the only account in Drew's history of an actual named ghost, because we know the student who lived in this room. So it was a tragedy in December 1902, so quite a long time ago. The student was named George Leonard Luce, and he was electrocuted in a freak accident when a storm knocked down an electrical wire near campus. The electricity went into the ground to the steam pipes that heated Hoyt. George went to his room after a cold night, put his damp feet on the radiator. When he reached for the electric lamp, he created a circuit that then killed him. So he was electrocuted with his feet on the radiator. Has anyone been in a dream home before? Good, a lot of you. The chandeliers sway by themselves quite often. If you look above you, you can see that these chandeliers are quite heavy. It's some very thick metalwork with a heavy glass. You can feel clearly there's no wind in this space. So there's nothing that would cause them to truly move by themselves. I was here the other day recording a podcast for one of the classes on campus about this room, and we're just like, I don't understand how these chandeliers move on their own. Possibly a ghost. A new theory that I heard was it is haunted by S.W. Bound himself, and his portrait is behind me here. Cameras were all set up, Wi-Fi connected, we start recording, and an hour into it, all the cameras shut down. So, Reggie lives here. He is one of our few named ghosts. And what you said was all true. He plays the lights, he plays the costumes, he will move the curtains back and forth, mess with the technology, ride elevators. Very, very mischievous. Things happen mostly at night. So if you're studying late in the Theo building behind me, you will hear things mostly in the chapel. And they have heard kind of services play by themselves. So the organ will start playing, chandeliers will start swaying, and hymns will be heard. I say this is the most haunted building on campus because it has the most sightings. The hallway down here, you're welcome to peek a look before we head out the back door, orbs of light appeared. So if people have watched ghost stories before, ghost huntings, people often mention orbs of light as a symptom of seeing a ghost, or a ghost is present there. The painting has been told that it moves. So it tilts, you can see it's a very heavy painting. There's no reason for it to be tilting. And also that her eyes follow you when you walk by. But the lady in white, that's the name for the ghost in this building. She was sighted during the fire of 1989. So a firefighter obviously came to then put the fire out with his entire team. The building was scorching for hours. and someone said, go back in there. A woman is in there. She's wearing a white dress. So he rushed in, could not find her. But he did say he heard from many people that the woman was walking the hallway, but the firefighters could not find her. So the ghost appeared that day. So if you believe that objects carry energy and then can do something, I have a few stories to tell you. 2 heads of special collections ago, he really truly believed in ghosts, and he felt them a lot in the building. Especially at night, he would hear calliope music, carnival music, playing by itself. Also kids laughing. Student also was upstairs shelving one day in special collections, and they saw a book in our rare book section called Demonology Exorcisms. And of course they're like, well, I take this off the shelf and look at it. When they took it off the shelf, all the lights upstairs shut off at once. The previous head of special collections, this was about 4 years ago, he was locking up for the night. So obviously with our building, there's a lot of security and procedures to lock up. One of them is to enter a motion activated code before you leave. So the thing is though, it won't let you lock unless there's nobody in the building. And he was the last person there. He worked a late night. It was around 8, 9 o'clock at night. And he's going to lock up, and it says, cannot lock up motion. And then he tried to do it again, and it's like, motion in vault 10, vault 9, vault 8, vault 7. It's getting closer and closer to where he was. And he was like, nope, I am done. Leaves, locks up, calls campus security, and was like, it's their problem now. So every time I lock up at night, I think about that story, and it gives a shiver down my spine. I'm like, please do not let the vault motion start going. I cannot handle that tonight. Other times they've picked up items, and they've seen soldiers wearing we have some general uniforms. A person was putting the tissue paper in the arm, and they looked up and they saw the soldier appear before them. So I think our building is mostly tied to objects. And with having 100,000 rare books and materials, that could be 100,000 ghosts.